Yo, yo, yo. Hey guys, what's poppin'? Jacques Slade here. Back with another unboxing. And today, well, it's actually a triple unboxing. It's not just one. As you can see, I have 3 pairs of kicks for you. I thought that was gonna fall. I'm glad it didn't fall. I thought it was gonna fall. Anyway, got 3 pairs of kicks for you. A couple of these pairs were sent to me by Adidas, and then the last pair I purchased on my own. I found a good deal on a pair of sneakers that I had never owned before, and so I figured I would pick those up just because I thought I would want to try them out, and then give you guys a look at them and see what you guys thought about them. So, with that being said, let's start with the 2 on top sent from the good folks over at Adidas. And if you are a big Adidas fan, then you already know this is the Pharrell box, aka Skateboard P. Now, Adidas has obviously been doing a lot of stuff with Pharrell, and I really love the stuff that they're doing because it's different from everything else that they're doing. It really has its own lane. Pharrell obviously has his own lane. He is a very, very unique individual, so it's really dope to see him adding his creative input to sneakers, especially with how creative he is in music. It's the new wave. Artists are the new wave. Athletes are still dope, don't get me wrong. I still think athletes have a huge amount of influence, but as we both know, as we all said, both of us, like it's just 2 of us. Hopefully there's more than just 2 of us. As we all know, that artists and entertainers have a big influence as well. So with that being said, let's jump into the bottom box. Now this is part 2 of Pharrell's, what I'm gonna say is, I guess I could call it Pharrell's signature shoe. Maybe he has 2 signature shoes. These are both his signature shoe, but this shoe I feel is more designed specifically for him, whereas this one was an offshoot of another one. Let's just show the shoes. So obviously have a note here from the good folks over at Adidas. That's very cool writing. If you're a graffiti artist, that's very cool. Shout out to the graffiti artists. Combining the performance breakthrough of Adidas with the fearless colors, bold patterns, and stylistic flair of East Africa, where running is deeply ingrained in the culture. This is Adidas Originals, gifted by Adidas. Thank you to the good folks over at Adidas. Again, thank you, appreciate it. So let's take a look at the first pair. So this is version 2, or the second version of Pharrell's shoe, the tennis hue. As you can see, they've added some materials to it, and instead of using prime knit, I don't think this is prime knit. I think this is just like a knit, but it's a really thick knit, and I really like the colorway that they use on this one. This red really pops against this off-white outsole. It's not exactly white. It's almost like a tan or maybe a beige outsole, but surprisingly, it goes really well with the gray and then with the red, the black, and the white. And if you really look closely at the shoe, you can see that they have some of the gray ingrained into the knit here that's on the upper. They have Pharrell's logo here on the heel, and this is all, feels like it's a synthetic. This is like a synthetic material here. It's not leather. They have the eyelets here, they're leather as well, but I imagine that this is a synthetic leather and not a real leather. And then they have the hue for human there on the tongue as well. This is a very nice touch. I really like the second version. I think adding the layers here on the lateral side, I mean on the medial side and on the lateral side, and then adding the extra lace stays here, or the overlays on the lace stays, and the extra part piece here on the tongue. I think it gives the shoe a lot more texture and a lot more depth to it. The last version of the shoe was pretty basic, to be honest, and this is giving that shoe a bit of an upgrade. It doesn't make it a super complicated shoe, but it does upgrade what we already know of the shoe. Some finer details on the laces here. They actually have the 3-stripe logo there, which is very cool. The Adidas 3 stripes. And then on the inside, like they always do with Pharrell shoes, they have the special insoles that have like the body and the mind. So as you see here, it says pelvis, it says colon, kidneys, bladder, pancreas, stomach, lungs, thyroid, heart, pituitary, eye, ear, and a bunch of other stuff there on these, and I believe both of them are identical. I'll take them both out just to confirm, but I believe they're both exactly the same. Just one is the left foot and one is the right foot. Yeah, they're both exactly the same. One's the left foot and one is the right foot, but those do actually look really cool though. So big shout out to Pharrell. It's like an extra added touch that like Pharrell looks at things holistically, that even though they're shoes, he's connected it all to the body, to the mind, the brain, the lungs, the diaphragm, the stomach, kidneys, shoulders. There's all a connection to everything, which is something that obviously we know Pharrell really believes in. If you've listened to him talk or listened to him do anything, even creating music, you see where he gets his vibe from, and the way that he expresses himself musically, which I think is really dope. All right, enough of these. Let's hop on to the next pair, which is the Hue NMD, or the Solar Hue NMD. Now these, they lost a bit of their popularity, I'll be honest. I remember these were when they first came out, and when Pharrell's shoes first popped up, the Solar NMD, or the Hue NMD, was a lot more popular than it is now. I personally still really like the shoe, but the hype beasts have kind of started to trail off of the shoe, which is I'm okay with, just because I want you to like a shoe because you like a shoe, not just because it's selling for a ton of money. But as it said on the card, these are inspired by Africa and running, and that's where you get the colors from. As you see here on the piping, it has like this red, black, and green, and yellow, and gold there. Then they have this prime knit upper that they do in black and yellow and white, which looks really nice. They have the pop of red on the outsole, and these outsoles are tough. If you plan on going hiking or taking these outside, then this is the outsole that you want. I know I probably wish other shoes had outsoles that were this thick, because these things are huge. There is a ton of rubber on these. So if you're gonna give these a go in the sand or in the dirt or wherever, these have thick enough outsoles to handle it. On the side, we still have the lace stays that are connected to the netting. This one is rubber. I know sometimes it's plastic, but this one is rubber that connects to the plugs here on the medial side, as well on the lateral side. They send an extra set of laces here in green, which is always a nice touch. And Pharrell's shoes, as you guys know, always have a special message. This one says Empower, where they're using 3 instead of an E on Empower. So you can see that there, which is very nice. I like the way he did that one. And then on this one, it says Inspire, where 1's replace the I's, and then the 5 replaces the S. I wonder why they didn't put a 3 there for that E, but you know, hey, it is what it is. As always, it has Pharrell Williams there on the back. Overall, it's a nice looking silhouette. Again, these aren't as popular as they used to be, but I still like them. I still think they're really comfortable. They are a bit heavy, so they're not like your typical NMD or your typical Ultra Boost. They are a bit heavy, but that's because they give you all this extra rubber on the outsole. These are meant to be worn outside and to be taken outside, and that extra rubber there is to give you that latitude so you can take them outside and it not ruin the rubber super fast. So big shout out to Pharrell. I love the Empower, love the Inspire. It's something I try to live by, so appreciate you, Pharrell, for all of that. All right, got one more pair to show you guys. So this pair, I got a super good deal on this pair. So a few weeks ago, Adidas had an event where they were giving you like 20% off of sale items. So as a sneakerhead, I was like, oh, let me just kind of browse through the site, see what I could find. And that's when I found these. It's not a shoe that I've worn before. It is the, oh, that was supposed to stand up. There you go. It is the ZX 500, and it obviously has Boost, because, you know, you basically get anything with Boost that Adidas makes. So I wanted to give you guys a quick look at these. I know some of you are going to like them and some of you are not going to like them, but I still wanted to show them to you anyway. Some people have called them a bit of a dad shoe. I get the vibe, I get where they're going, but as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of dad shoes. I just thought this one was pretty dope. So here you go. It's a little different than your typical Boost. This is obviously more of a lifestyle sort of silhouette, or with the old school vibes. I personally really like that old school vibe that you get on sneakers, and especially this one in particular. Just the shape of it, it feels very old school to me, and I think maybe that's just kind of where my taste lies, with that mix of the old and the new. So these obviously have a ton of boost. You can see it goes all the way from the toe to the heel, but something very specific to this model is they have a bit of rubber here that breaks up the Boost. So I don't know why they have this rubber thing. I think it has to do with helping to stabilize the Boost. As most of you know, Boost is not the most stable sort of cushioning. It has a lot of energy return, and that can result in your foot rolling over. And these are typically not made for running unless they're situated in a certain way with a plate or something like that inside of them. And these, I'm imagining that's what that extra rubber piece is, but then they also give this extra rubber here as well as a bit of a heel counter, so they're definitely doubling up with the protection here on the heel of the shoe, but maybe that's just because there is so much boost back here. There were several different colorways available. I picked this one just because it was the most basic, honestly, because I wanted something that I could really wear every day, and then the gray, red, and the white is just something that you can kind of get away with anywhere. Has a nice touch of suede here at the toe and at the heel, but then they go with some synthetic material here on the sides, and it's actually really thin here, which makes them breathable on the side. The three stripes are pretty flat. Obviously has the touch of red there. This feels like synthetic leather here on the heels, and then they have the touch of red there on the tongue as well. Something that they did with the flat laces, I think I really like that they have these plastic eyelets so it doesn't dig into the suede. I'm not opposed or for that. I think it looks fine the way that it is, but it just makes the shoe something that I think I'm gonna wear pretty often just because I like the way that it looks. It has this very like fast sort of look. You see the way that it slants down, and I imagine you could technically run in these with the boost, and then they give you a ton of rubber here as well, so you could probably technically run in these, but that's not what I got these for. I got these just to wear. It's definitely going to be a lifestyle silhouette for me. Has a little bit of mesh here at the toe box. Actually, this mesh is pretty thick. I'm surprised that that's so thick, but then it's so thin here on the sides. Nice cushioning around the heel. Just a pretty solid lifestyle shoe. I like the way it looks, and I think it's gonna be a dope shoe just to wear on the lifestyle side of things. And when I say I got a good deal on these, I mean it, because these were only 68 bucks after I got like the 20% off, and they were already on sale. I like them. Hopefully you guys like them as well. I'll link to them down below, but this is the ZX500. So quick recap, got these ZX500, $68 on adidas.com. We have the Pharrell Solar NMD. This is the Empower and Inspire. And then of course, the Tennis Hue 2, the second version of Pharrell's. I feel like this is Pharrell. Maybe he has two signature shoes. Maybe that's what it is. These are both Pharrell's signature shoes, but I feel like this is more of his signature shoe than this is more like just like an Adidas original shoe. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Anyway, with that being said, guys, as always, I appreciate you. Make sure you like, favorite, subscribe, and let me know down below what you think about the 3 kicks. Good, bad, terrible, cop, drop. Would you sell them? Would you resell them? Would you hold on to them? Would you rock them? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I am Jacques Slade. If you really love what you see here, why don't you go ahead and turn on your notifications. As always, I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.